Hey everybody, JBR here, and I am very excited to bring this video to you. I've been playing the demo for Triangle Strategy. That name is still not gonna ring in my head for a little while. But I played the demo and I absolutely loved it to the point where I got some friends on with me, and we're just gonna discuss what we like about the game, what we're looking forward to. I'm joined by, once again, a follow 8. Go ahead. Introduce yourself. They know you at this point.
Girl enthusiast? Yeah, they know me.
You've been on my channel more than me. And
true.
then we got a new friend of mine. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Vantage Emblem. I tend to do scripted content, but this is not scripted.
This is just off the dome, just talking about a game that we all like. But I think I'll speak for the group here. We are all very, very excited for Triangle Strategy because it's actually amazing. If you haven't played this game, please go to the demo right now on the eShop. It's free demo, and it will last you like a good 3 to 4 hours. Like it's good. They did not hold out. So I know I have a lot of Fire Emblem people who watch my channel, of course. This isn't exactly Fire Emblem. It's more of a Fire Emblem Tactics sort of game, but it's very, very similar to Fire Emblem in that it is a strategy game and it's really good.
Of course, aesthetically, it draws from its predecessor, Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
And
the music is on Octopath Traveler levels.
Oh, yeah.
The game looks like it is Octopath Traveler.
Yeah, it looks just like it.
If it was,
it's got a,
If it wasn't for the gameplay, I literally thought it was Octopath Traveler 2 when I was watching the initial trailer. I was so hyped.
In the same series, but it's like a spin-off.
It's made by the same people, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it is. Square Enix.
Literally the same team.
Yeah. And oh my god, do they know how to make good music.
They know how to make everything good by the look of it.
Jeez. Strategy RPG, I mean, from what I've played so far, the gameplay is great. I really like... I just like the tactics system in general, Final Fantasy Tactics, Ogre Tactics, whatever you want to call it. The system already alone just base works, and then they added a couple things to it. I know they added the TP system from Octopath Traveler. If you don't know what that is, you basically get like a point, like a mana point every turn, and you can save them up and go, you can save up, unleash your strongest attack, or you can use some of your, not as strong, but still pretty good attacks every turn.
Kind of like combat arts.
Yeah. It's sort of like combat arts, but, every turn you get a point, and you can save up for stronger combat arts. That's a good way of putting it. But yeah.
I will say that the camera controls are a little bit funky, but you get used to them. Otherwise, the game.
I think it just goes so fast. Like if you tap the stick, it just boom. Oh god.
Yep.
There's a good chance they'll clean that up if enough people. Because that's the thing. Everything in this demo, and what's important when everyone plays the demo, is things are subject to change. They want to listen to player feedback and change things.
Yeah. That's the hope of this video, that we can get some of our feedback across, and maybe somebody out there will see it. So I guess we can talk about.
They're also going to be sending out a survey after a while that every player of the game can fill out. So make sure to leave your complaints, and they will hopefully get some things ironed out.
Honestly, in terms of complaints, there's not many. It's mainly I just want some more quality of life things. Honestly, the game is great. For me, it's just is the rest of the game gonna be as good as the demo? And if it is, I'm buying the game.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just straight up, that it's amazing so far. I really like the choosing your path. The story, from what I've seen, is pretty fucking good.
Yeah,
I'm really liking the story so far.
It drops in chapter 7, so
it's
right in the heat of things.
So
and they give you a disclaimer if you don't get what's going on, it's okay. It'll be explained, but you're starting in the middle of a game for the sake of having a demo where you actually get to play with classes and understand. And I appreciate that, honestly.
Yeah, that's a really good move.
The first chapter is really good.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it seemed like chapter 7, right? There was so much going on. It was so long for just 1-2 chapters, right? I don't even think we're very far into the game either, because at that point it's still you were still getting tutorials and stuff like that. I don't know if that'll happen in the base game.
New.
Which they could have pasted in for the demo, but yeah.
Yeah, that they could have just added the tutorial. Maybe I'm hoping maybe that there will be moments that you use the skills in the first 7 chapters. That'd be really cool. But I guess we'll see.
I mean, we were floating around like level 8, level 9 on our characters, so
yeah.
Who knows? Like, we could have a lot ahead of us.
I've seen, I think the max level, at least at the moment, because people just grinded the hell out of the game already. It's like level 50, I think, at the moment, which could, be subject to change. But that gives us a rough idea that we're only like a 5th through the story or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Which, I mean, the story I played in just the demo was really, really good. It was a very political-centric story, and I'm a big fan.
Yeah, the game makes me feel things. That's a rarity for games like this. Your choices matter, and it's just nice. The characters aren't pushovers, they have their own convictions, and those convictions are so strong that, like, they actually swayed me as a person.
Yeah,
one of the characters early on snaps at another character in chapter 1, and I don't know the names yet.
Yeah. We're gonna save the story segment to the end, go in depth in that if we really want to, because I know people haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
So we'll save that for later. But yeah, at the moment, the story is really good.
It was visceral.
Yeah.
Honestly, my biggest complaint with this game isn't a complaint with this game. It's the fact that the more I play it, I'm like, wow. 3 houses should have been like this.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we basically got 3 houses in the game, right?
Yeah, there's it's like the 3 great houses or something like that.
Yeah, 3 great houses.
They say it multiple times.
Kingdoms.
Yeah.
And it's true Fire Emblem. We have a lot of salt.
A lot of
iron weapons. Therefore, the salt iron.
I don't know, but archers are good in this game. So like.
True. We start off in the demo with a really cool archer in my opinion.
It's a modern Fire Emblem game. It's like a modern Fire Emblem game, but good story.
So Octo Emblem.
Yeah.
True.
I think the best, comparison was really like Octopath Tactics. That's the way I would put this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I mean, currently the name sounds like I had a conversation earlier, and people were talking about the name, and they're like, they really just named the game Pyramid Scheme, didn't they?
Oh gosh, they did.
Yeah, I was trying to make the thumbnail for this video, and I just kept getting the Pyramid Scheme. It was so hard to actually find images so far, which the game came out, yesterday or got announced yesterday. So, but I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But going back to the gameplay system, I think the gameplay is really solid. I really like the wide variety of classes. Like, every class feels like they have something really nice going for them. Like, the thief can go invisible, sneak up on people.
And the scaling ability they have is so good.
Yeah, the multi-attack thing, like, if they didn't have the multi-attack, they'd be so bad. But with it, it's just so much fun. Because you can sneak up, go into the back line with those pesky archers that just kind of, sit there. Shooting you from 8 tiles away, waiting for you to come close to them, and then your thief is like, "Hey, back attack, let's go." Here's this free combo.
It's pretty easy to learn, but there's a lot to learn. You can really get in depth with this.
It's a very deep game, but it's not like, oh my god, what am I doing here?
Yeah. Like if you're just a casual gamer, you're still gonna have fun. But if you really go into the
meat and potatoes, you can pull off some crazy combos, especially with the TV system.
Absolutely.
The only thing I really disliked about the actual gameplay, jokes aside, is it felt weird when you set up the combo attacks with like 2 characters.
Yeah.
It was kind of harder to tell who I was going to actually get to attack.
You always
my combo unit.
It has to be in a line. You can't like do it, if they're like diagonal from you. You have to be like you're attacking from the back and someone's attacking from the front. It has to be in a line. That's sort of how it works.
Okay, so it has to be straight then. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Then that's fine. Then that's great.
I didn't get that until I replayed, and because I was getting footage for this, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a lot to learn over time.
But that being said, there'll be more tutorial most likely in the final game.
Yeah, for sure.
At chapter 7, here's how you play the game. Run, go.
Honestly, my only complaint with the gameplay was I felt like the mages were kind of bad because they had to save up 2 TP before they could even use like their basic magic attacks. Which the magic attacks are really good, so I can see why. But there's no like, you know, basic thing. They only have like the rod, which only does like 10 damage.
Yeah.
And I think the enemies are kind of scaled up a little bit in the demo. I'm not sure.
They said it would be a little bit harder than the actual, you know, base game, just to give us a real taste of the game.
But the rod was like, oh, 10 damage, okay.
Like almost unusable.
But the mages are pretty good, hitting from range, doing, you know, like 40, 50 damage. And I also learned that like the AoE skills only hit the enemy. They don't hit your units, which is pretty cool.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that.
Yeah,
I was worried about
huge.
before, then I'm like, this character will be fine. And then I'm like, oh shit, there we go. Hell yeah. Which I don't know how much, I don't know if I really like that, you know.
Yeah, like it doesn't make sense, but
it doesn't make sense,
fun.
and I don't like it. But when you're actually playing it, you're like, "Oh my god, thank you."
Yeah, super helpful.
Yeah, it's a quality of life thing that doesn't make much sense. Oh, speaking of like the fire and stuff like that, there's so many cool like weather effects and stuff like that you can like change on the map.
Yep.
There was like the ice wall, which I think is really cool. I love the ice wall. If you freeze something, then you melt it. There's like water or something like that. There was like some characters that like started like rain or something like that, which was crazy. There's just a lot of cool things in terms of the. Oh yeah, and there's some cool gimmicks too in the 2 routes. There was like the zip lines in one of the chapters.
Yeah.
And then in the other chapter, it was like, you know, burning down the town. You can choose to burn down the town, you know, to get rid of a bunch of enemies. But do you want to? There's a lot of decision making and consequences, which I love.
Morality.
Yeah.
I mean,
Actual
that was
morality?
the big premise of Three Houses, but it hinged on one choice that you.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Three Houses, slight, but it hinges on one choice in the first like 2 chapters of the game for the most part.
Yep.
And for one of the route or 2 of the routes, I guess there's another split, but basically your choices don't matter with the exception of permadeath. And I don't think this game has permadeath, and they're still making choices matter. So
yeah, another thing about the gameplay, I don't think there's permadeath because it doesn't really seem to work with the whole story if there was permadeath. Maybe there will be later. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But
Seems like
honestly,
they
I'm
would have
fine.
mentioned.
I'm fine without the permadeath because the gameplay is just like that much fun. It's just that good. I would honestly be kind of sad if I lost some of these characters because they're just so much fun to use.
The real question, would we be so attached to permadeath in Fire Emblem if it wasn't always there? That's the question.
That's the question.
But
Well,
maybe not for this video.
I do think you should be
Is that a video
penalized
you're
for
working on?
losing units.
No. Maybe.
Not yet.
Well, now
Not
it is.
yet, but yeah.
I do
There
think
you
you should
go.
be penalized for losing units and stuff,
Yeah,
but I don't
think
know
there should
how
be
they would
some
do that. Like,
penalty.
maybe charge you X amount of gold to revive
Maybe
people
they're
or
like,
something.
maybe they're out for like the next map or something like that. But I don't
Yeah,
know. That might
just
that
something.
might get crazy.
Like, I could see permadeath working, but it's going to be kind of awkward because
Yeah.
all of these characters seem to have some story presence so far, and this is 7
Yeah.
chapters in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Like-
think every single character so far had at least
I
something
think
to do
besides,
with
like,
the actual...
The
Yeah.
ice guy, I didn't see him do anything, but that was the only one. But he seemed kind of like a
No,
filler
it-
unit. Did he do
Yeah,
anything?
it would be really... no, he wasn't in the story, not
Yeah.
really.
Everybody
I
else
didn't see him.
was like part of like the
Earlier,
decision-making process and stuff like that, though.
It would be really funny if there was permadeath, because you could just kill off the characters that you don't want to make the choices that don't align with yours.
Oh my gosh.
Big
there's
mega
no way
brain.
they'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also thought it was interesting how they poise the morality stuff to be invisible and then
Uh-huh.
have this
Yeah, that
very-
was interesting.
You can-
I kind of like it.
Okay.
I kind of like it. Like, I'm the type of person who like actually kind of cares about that stuff like too much, more than I probably should. So I
Yeah.
kind of don't like it. But I think if there was like on your second playthrough, like a New Game Plus type of run, maybe you'll be able to see it. I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Because I would just make multiple playthroughs just a lot easier, so I don't just do like the same type of thing over and over again. But yeah,
At the same time, it's like, seeing the light side, dark side thing, like
yeah.
like in a Star Wars game. It
Like-
kind of
like-
breaks
like
the immersion,
SMT.
because it's like,
But if it's morally gray, like, you know, Shin Megami Tensei games, then shit. Like, there's, like the quote-unquote good guys aren't even, you know, necessarily the good ending. There's no good ending, really, in SMT. But, yeah.
I mean, the characters, like, they don't have to bend to your will. They can make decisions for themselves. They don't have to answer to you. They can, like, you can think you've convinced them, and then they just vote the other way.
Yeah. They could also do a thing where permadeath, you know, in like Fire Emblem, if you use like Fire Emblem 9, or like if you lose Titania, or like you use story and they just kind of retreat because they're important to the story. So they could do stuff like that, which I'd be fine with. And I think they could do it. Oh, sorry about that.
No.
Because it seems to be a very political story, or driven story, than a character-driven story. But there is good characters. Don't get me wrong. They have both.
It's a character-driven political narrative.
I already love Roland as a character. He is great, by the way. Roland is awesome.
I know your decision then.
No, you don't know my decision. You have no idea.
What could he do?
Yeah. I guess before we hop into the story, we could talk about real quick about things that we might want changed, because, you know, the story I'm sure is set in stone. I don't have anything to really change about it, really. But only thing I would really add to the game is like some more quality of life things. Like, I heard somebody bring up an auto battle. I don't know if that would work, but it'd be kind of cool if there was like extra maps and stuff like that. I wish there was a way to rewatch the side stories, because, you know, sometimes I go through them and I'm like, wait, I kind of want to rewatch that, you know, to pick up more information, and then it's over and I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do about that now. I have to reload my save. Another thing would be like in Fire Emblem, you can do LR plus minus to reset the game, and I don't think there's a way to do that in this game. That'd be kind of nice. They would add that a feature like that. That's always helpful in SRPGs, but if there's no permanent, then maybe it doesn't really matter. But it would still be nice.
I would kind of like to see, like, I don't know if it'd be broken, because the characters are already kind of good, especially the one, like, especially Roland, but I would kind of like to see Kanto, because Kanto would be kind of sick for some of these characters.
There is a cancel for every character. It's if you attack, then you can move after. And I kind of like that more.
But if you ever move to attack, then, like, obviously you don't get your Kanto.
Yeah.
Are we really trying to make Roland more broken?
Yeah, Roland is fucking busted.
He's crazy.
He's so good. Honestly, they should nerf his defense a little bit. Make it a little high risk, high reward, but, you know. I'm fine with how he is right now. I'm fine. He's perfectly fine and balanced.
So, before we jump in the story, I just want to make sure everyone who's listening goes out and tries the demo. It's so good.
Go play it.
Yeah, please play it for yourself.
Hey, I have some more quality of life to complain about, though. All right.
Oh no, please.
Please. This is one thing I think really needs to be added. It would be like an auto advance system for like the conversation and stuff like that. Like in Persona, you press the X button and the conversation keeps going. Because right now, there's been some moments where the voice acting just sounds weird because the character, it sounds like they recorded it to keep going, but then just cuts off because the text marks got too long. And then you press A and then it like continues and it sounds awkward. And also, since there's so much like story going on, like it's like almost fully voice acted, I would like to just plug my headphones in and just listen to the story. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely. That would be best.
Instead of pressing A. or if I'm like replaying certain segments, the only thing you can do is like hold down like fast forward instead of like pressing like start to skip through it. Another thing was the loading times were kind of long, but I think that's more of a problem with the Switch than it is with the game, so I'm not too mad about that.
And it's a Switch exclusive, and it's good. I'm saying it now, this game's gonna sell Switches. It's going to.
Oh, trust. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the game. We're about to talk about the story in a second, but bold prediction, if they fix some of the things that, you know, we've complained about and just, you know, make the game as good as the demo was, this is my front runner for winning Best Strategy RPG of 2022. Over a Fire Emblem game, over like some Final Fantasy shit, I don't know. This game is definitely the front runner.
Yeah,
it might be over at like any Fire Emblem game that they could announce. Honestly, like the game is just that good so far. I know that's a bold claim coming from a FE tuber, but it's just that good.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see for sure, but I can see it.
I think a good Echoes game, a really good Echoes game, could give it a run for its money.
Yeah, because we're not getting a mainline game yet.
Yeah, it would have to be like aesthetically as beautiful as Shadows of Valentia, with pretty much all the gameplay problems ironed out, which I don't think is going to happen.
And if you want a good idea of what the next Echoes game could be, go check out my boy Vantage's video on that. Link in the description, probably on screen if I remember. I might not. I might just throw the gameplay up and call it a day.
Honestly, wouldn't blame you. I mean, the fact
but it will be in the description.
Plays the demo, so
for sure.
Yeah. If you haven't played the demo yet, what are you doing? Why are you watching this video? Go watch it, you weirdo.
The thing with Fire Emblem, the Echoes games for Fire Emblem, they try to stay too faithful, and this game doesn't really have anything to be beholden to.
It can just be
its own thing.
Yeah, it can just evolve the normal tactics type shit, and it'll be amazing.
Yeah. It's got so much potential.
It's a story in terms of like things that have to be beholden to and stuff. I'll be honest, I think this is doing everything right that Three Houses did wrong.
Pretty much.
Right-based art style. The free roaming isn't obnoxious, and it's done in the map sections, so it doesn't feel out of place.
Good map design. Good map design. Good map design. Actually, wait.
Fun and they flow well.
Yep.
And they don't feel like the same thing over and over again. Literally every map I've played is like, oh my god, this is so much different. Oh, this one has a drawbridge with
yeah. Because they could just reuse the drawbridge map for every other chapter, and then it's
like
no longer fun.
If they reuse maps, right? Maybe like once or twice, right? That'll be fine. And if it's like if they add like optional maps, it'll be cool. But
like if it's the same locations, new story, new map elements, that could be really cool.
I don't want to play 4 different routes with like 80% of the chapters being the exact same. Three Houses, I'm talking about you.
The ALL, the Valley of Torment, because I certainly do.
Yeah, we've been there about 400 times.
But yeah, this is a really, really good game.
Yeah. Gameplay is fantastic. I would just buff the mages a little bit, add some quality of life, and in the story, I have no complaints so far. I had literally none.
Yeah, me neither.
I think this game could be a train wreck, right? But I don't think so. I have very high expectations.
It's gonna be a serious wreck if it becomes a train wreck.
Yeah. Like just like broken promises. But assuming that doesn't happen, this game's gonna be amazing, and I'm really looking forward to it. This is probably the game I'm most looking forward to 2022, unless Breath of the Wild comes out. Then it might have a run for its money, but you can't blame me for that one. Anyways, moving on to the story. I don't really have much to talk about other than like it's just good, but it's very political. Roland is just amazing character so far. In every route, he's really good.
So far, I find him to be just a touch obnoxious, but that's like part of the character,
Yeah.
It fits with him well. He's very revenge-oriented for a while.
On your route, maybe. On the... What route did you go? Did you go Protect? Or did you go...
I did go Protect, but not on purpose exactly.
Okay, yeah. He does have a bit of a revenge thing, but like, can you blame him?
No, not at all.
In that path, especially in that pathway, because in that pathway he doesn't know that his sister is still alive, which is fucking crazy. And then the other pathway, he does see his sister, so he changes a little bit, which I really like. Imagine characters actually changing based on the different story paths. It's crazy.
Hey, look, Three Houses did that with one character, and that character was Dimitri. Anyway,
and that's why he's the best character. Anyways, the world, like I said, it's a really good political story, and that's because the world feels alive. And like, even if there weren't the side stories, it would still feel pretty alive. But the side stories add so much, and it's just extra. You don't have to view it, which I really like. the side stories kind of have a lot of like exposition dump a little bit, but it's not insulting because I went out of my way to go see it, you know what I mean? And usually it's like them talking to like, you know, an underling or something like that, or they're just thinking something in your head. So I don't think it's bad exposition. So
it's like support conversations kind of, but plot based. So like info conversations from
it's more like I was gonna say more like the base conversations. I wouldn't really say support conversations.
That's me and my big mouth, but you know.
Also rest in peace Maxwell. God damn.
Honestly,
he's gonna be a
so cool.
beast for the first 7 chapters though. I hope he's playable in the real game. Cause it'll just hit different. When you play with the character for 7 chapters, then they die, it just hits different.
No. We know he's gonna die. What if there are different story choices that leads you to a completely different path?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if this demo, right, is just one of the many paths you get in the first 7 chapters?
Just the worst path. But the one they're unsure of.
Yeah, it's the one where you don't see like anything coming or something like that.
Well, I mean, they do show him quote unquote dying, but he's really just in the river for a little bit, and then they show us his mask, so they never. He might still be there.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it. Leave him dead. I hate when characters aren't actually dead unless it's done well, which doesn't usually happen much.
True.
Gunter.
Coming. Literally anyone.
But yeah.
Literally, it's a Fire Emblem game that the dad dies.
Hey, he's not dead yet.
Well, the other dad.
I think the only reason he's like at the start of the story, it says like the main character, I forgot his name, starts with the S. He like just took over. So I think in the demo he might just be, you know, knocked out, so it's not like kind of weird that you're the one in control. This fucking teenager. But that could be something to change. We'll see. It's kind of weird that your father's just kind of unconscious. But hey, maybe he's a broken ass unit later on, and I won't be mad at it.
Pretty cool.
I felt like they gave a lot of voice to intro exposition for just the demo.
Yeah.
Like I was shocked how much.
Well, the demo's like. Usually the demo is just like, you know, start of a game or something like that. No, they just put you at one point in the game where like shit is going crazy and like probably like just like starting to pick up, I'm guessing, in the game. And it said, do you like this game? If so, buy it next year. And they fucking worked. They got me. They got me.
Yeah, they got me.
I'm invested. I mean, imagine if they like...
I am invested. I'm so sad it's over. I want to play more.
Fight bandits in the field would not be as compelling as this political drama we've been given, which I think is the point. I think that's why they picked something in the middle. My only worry is, have we been spoiled too much? I sure hope not.
Maybe. Oh. I just hope like we're not like too deep into the game. I like it feels like it's still early on enough. That's my only worry is like if the game isn't like long enough, then it won't like your choices won't matter as much, and like the gameplay won't evolve as much. That's what I'm worried about with the 50 or level 50 limit. So I hope the game is longer, but I guess we'll just find out, will we?
How many routes are there?
Yeah, we have no idea.
Is it like a bush? Is it, you know, dense enough that we can go in so many different directions that it being shorter is helpful? So it's not like, finish 3 houses.
Or is it Shadow the Hedgehog?
Another playthrough.
Shadow the Hedgehog, let's go.
Yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog.
But yeah, we've been going for nearly 30 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to us talk about this game that we're very passionate for. Can't wait to learn more about this game. Hopefully there's some devs listening. Take our feedback.
Please.
Yeah.
Please just add an auto advance at the very least. Just do that for me. Anyway,
touch up the camera a bit.
I'm buying it day one. Just
make it clear. I might pre-order.
Yeah.
I don't really pre-order games.
Honestly, yeah.
I don't really pre-order games, but I might do this. I might just risk it.
I'm worried about pre-ordering because if there's a collector's edition.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'll get both. I'll get a pre-order and a collector's edition.
It might be that good as a thing.
Yeah.
But anyways,
you know me.
Houses,
so.
JBR.
We're all in for it.
From JBR channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
Later.